Hello everyone, I hope everyone is fine. Myself Ishtamit Kaur and I am from 10th class. Today I am going to tell you about chapter number 1 of geography, that is resources and development. The topic which I am going to cover under this chapter is resource planning. So now let us start with our topic. So in this video I am going to cover these 4 topics. First is what is resource planning? Second, why do we need resource planning? Third, resource planning in India. And the last one is conservation of resources. Conservation of resources means how can we save our resources. Now, before starting all these topics, let us understand what do you mean by a resource. So, anything which is available in our environment, which can satisfy our needs and it is easily accessible, is termed as a resource. So, we can say in simple terms that anything in our environment which is of our use is called resource. Now, let us start with our first topic, that is resource planning. So, we use the resources in our everyday life. Air, water, minerals are some of the examples of resources which we use. So, it is very necessary to conserve these resources or to plan these resources. So, can these resources can be used by our future generations as well as we can use them properly. So, let us first understand the definition of resource planning. So, resource planning is a technique or a skill of proper utilization of resources. So it tells us how can we use our resources properly. So there is a word proper utilization. Proper utilization means proper usage of resources. Now before starting the steps of resource planning, let us understand why is resource planning so necessary? What is the importance of resource planning? So we will go through these steps one by one, these points, and I'll tell you the meaning of these points. So first is, some regions of India are rich in certain resources and poor in some other resources. So we know that India is having vast resources, but all these resources are not equally distributed. They are unequally distributed. So some areas are good in some resources but poor in other resources. For example, we are having Rajasthan, which is poor in water resources, that is it is having lack of water resources, but it is rich in solar and wind energy. Let us move towards the second point. Some regions are self-sufficient. What do you mean by self-sufficient? It means that they are having all the necessary resources which are required to live a life properly, while other regions are very poor in important resources. So there are some regions which are having so many resources and there are some which do not have even the important resources. Examples like Madhya Pradesh and Ladakh. So Madhya Pradesh is having so many resources, but Ladakh is very poor in resources because it is a very isolated place. It has very less population. Third, wastage of resources can be avoided by planning. So if we plan the resources, we will use only limited resources and the wastage of resources will be reduced. Environment pollution can be reduced. So if we will use limited resources, pollution will be less. And the last one is over exploitation of resources can be avoided. Over exploitation means overuse of resources. If we use the resources in a limited way with the help of resource planning, over exploitation can be reduced to an extent. Now let us go through our book. So here are some examples given of some of the states which are rich in some resources but poor in other resources like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan and Ladakh. So you can go through these. So we are having here an activity or we can say a question. Let us try to solve it. Prepare a list of resources found in your state and also identify the resources that are important but deficient in your state. So we will take the example of Punjab. So let us look at the answer. So Punjab is rich in rock salt, crops, ores and minerals. but it is deficient in water resources. We know that the main occupation in Punjab is agriculture, so it is obviously rich in crops, but the groundwater level is decreasing day by day, so it is deficient in water resources. We don't have water to share, so that is why it is deficient in water resources. Now let us move towards our next topic, that is resource planning in India. So here we are going to discuss three steps how resource planning is done. So let us study the stages of resource planning. First is identification and listing of resources. So what does this mean? Let us read the statement and then understand. So surveying, mapping and the measurement of the qualities and quantities of resources. So, surveying is very important because surveying tells us the amount of resources which are present throughout the country. Some regions are poor in some resources, but others are rich in some resources. So, surveying tells us the quality and the quantity of resources which are present. So, surveying is important because with the help of surveying, we can only know which resources are present throughout the country, spread throughout the country. Second is developing a planning structure. What do you mean by developing a planning structure? It means we have to develop a suitable technology, skill and institutional setup for using that resources. For example, if we are having a plenty of resources but we do not have the technology to use that resources, there is no use of those resources. So technology is very important because with the help of technology we can use those resources, and with the help of skills we can use those resources. So it is very important to develop a planning structure, to develop the technology for which we can use the resources. The third and the last step is match the resource development plans with national development plans. So the resources which contributes to our national development plans should be matched. The resources which are beneficial for the national development plans. For example, the 5-year plan. So we are having 5-year plan which was firstly implemented by our first Prime Minister, that is Jawaharlal Nehru. So plan was changed every 5 years and the resources were used in a different way. So this is an example. Now let us move towards our next topic. So now we are heading towards the last topic of our video, that is conservation of resources. Conserving resources is very important so that it can be used by our future generations as well as we can use them properly. So conservation is really important. So let us first read the statement. Planned use of resources in order to meet the present needs and to store a part for future generations is called resource conservation. It means we are saving the resources in such a way that they can be used by future generations as well as we can use them properly. So it is similar to the sustainable development which we have done in the development chapter. In sustainable development we also save the resources so that it can be used by the future generations also. Why is it conservation of resources necessary? Conservation is necessary because many resources are non-renewable. Non-renewable means that they cannot be produced again, and exhaustible. Exhaustible means they can be finished. If we conserve them, we can use them for a longer period of time. Conservation of resources helps us to reduce wastage. If we will use the resources in a limited way, as we have already done it, we will able to reduce the wastage of resources. It helps for economic development. If the wastage of resources will be reduced, economic development will be there. Resource conservation helps us to protect the environment. So environment will be protected because there will be no pollution. We have discussed it earlier. So this was all about the topic resource planning. I hope you understood it. Thank you.